be there at 2 o'clock. We'll see what happens. Okay. So I want to thank Senators Murray, Wyden, and Hirono. After this, as I said, we're going to the White House to celebrate with President Biden, the enactment of the IRA. When the Inflation Reduction Act passed the Senate over a little a month ago, I expressed confidence that this legislation would signal a turning point in our country's fight to lower costs, to meet our nation's climate challenges, and usher in a new era of affordable, cheaper, cleaner energy. Now, a month later, the good news is already pouring in. Companies have announced billions and billions of dollars in new investments here in America to start manufacturing batteries for electric and hybrid vehicles. It drives home the belief that good policy is also good politics. When you pass good legislation, you get results. It's been a long time since the American people have felt that Washington's capable of doing big things to meet challenges. Our members are taking that message home and to their states, and we're promoting the bills that we've passed. It's clear that the bills passed by this Democratic-led Senate will drive America forward. New jobs, good-paying jobs, jobs with a future, not a job you think after 5 years it'll be eliminated. It's all going to grow. It's just a new sunshine and dawn on America. And Americans from every walk of life are seeing the contrast. What are Democrats doing? Talking about new jobs, cheaper costs. What are the MAGA Republicans doing? A nationwide abortion ban. That's the contrast between the two parties, plain and simple. And Patty will talk more about Senator Graham's legislation in a minute. But Republicans are twisting themselves in a pretzel, trying to explain their position on abortion. Let me be clear. Again, what Senator Graham is introducing is a MAGA Republican nationwide abortion ban. If it walks like a nationwide abortion ban and talks like a nationwide abortion ban, it is a nationwide abortion ban. So that's the contrast. The split screen is unmistakable for all Americans to see for themselves. We're focused on job creating, inflation fighting. They're focused on an extreme agenda that hurts women. Let me turn it over to Patty.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Well, today Republicans introduced a national abortion ban. They are sending a clear message to people in my home state of Washington and across the country. Republicans want to take away your rights. Republicans want to ban abortion in every state, in every community. Republicans want to force you to stay pregnant regardless of what you want, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of your medical needs, regardless of what state you are in. Red state, blue state, doesn't matter. Did you just vote against an abortion ban in your state like the people of Kansas? Did you just sign a petition for a referendum vote to protect abortion like hundreds of thousands of people did in Michigan? Do you live in a state like Washington, which has strong protections for the right to abortion? Doesn't matter. This bill would rip away those rights. Now, for weeks, we have seen a lot of empty rhetoric from Republicans about returning this issue to the states, even as they blocked the most basic bills we've tried to pass, like making sure people could travel to other states for care, and making sure doctors in states where abortion is legal can't be punished for doing their jobs. But now, after all the posturing and all the obfuscating, here we have it, the true Republican position, in black and white for everyone to see. They want to ban abortion for everyone in every single state. So to anyone who thought they were safe, who thought, I'm in a blue state, I'll be fine, here is the painful reality. Republicans are coming after your rights. We have already seen the devastation, the health care crises that these extreme abortion bans have caused. Patients who are unable to get a prescription filled, doctors who are unsure if they can do their jobs, forced to wait until patients get sicker, until their lives are in danger before they can take action. That's what we're seeing in Republican states right now, and it is a nightmare they now want to impose on every single corner of our country. Instead of seeing how disastrous and how dangerous and how deadly these bans can be, Instead of acknowledging how widely unpopular they are, as we saw in Kansas, Republicans are intent on ripping away the rights of people in my state and in every state with a national abortion ban. It is chilling. Republicans care more about their extremism than your health care or your rights or your life. Republicans may not know a thing about your circumstances. They may not know what your health is like. They may not know your family plans. They may not know your hopes, your fears, or plans for the future, but they sure seem to think they know better when it comes to your body. This is horrifying. I have been fighting against extreme abortion policies since I first got into politics. I will not stop now or ever. As long as Republicans are going after my constituents' rights, as long as they're going after women's bodies and our futures, they're going to hear from me and all of my colleagues. They're going to hear from women. They're going to hear from men across the country. They are going to be held accountable.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. And let me turn again to this issue of results. It took a decade of work to transform the tax code, and we are seeing results in clean energy in a matter of weeks. Let me walk you through a few of the places. A Toyota battery and EV factory in North Carolina, a Honda and LG Energy solution battery factory, a Piedmont lithium mineral processing factory in Tennessee, another First Solar factory to build solar panels, and a Sparks battery plant in West Virginia. That's on the job side. Let's talk about the consumer side. Families in a position to lower their utility bills, increasing efficiency so their homes use less energy, and powering their homes with cleaner, renewable energy sources. And the fact is, the tax credits that a number of you have been asking about, they kick in January. So the point is, in a matter of a few weeks, you are going to see homeowners as well as businesses benefit. And the bottom line is what we set out to do years ago, and that is to show that averting the climate catastrophe while creating good-paying jobs and lowering costs to consumers, they're not mutually exclusive. We can do both, and that's the Democratic record of actually producing results and producing them now.
Thank you, Senator Wyden. Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Lindsey Graham's bill is yet another example of how out of touch the Republicans are with issues that really matter to the American people. So focusing on the Inflation Reduction Act and the lowering of prescription drug costs, there are about close to 300,000 seniors in Hawaii who rely on Medicare. And lowering prescription drug costs in Medicare and enabling us to negotiate these costs is something that so many of us who were here when the Affordable Care Act was first enacted, something that we have been pushing for over 10 years, and it took that long for us to enact this right to negotiate, something that the VA, which is the largest healthcare system in our country, has been doing for decades. Also capping out-of-pocket costs for seniors at $2,000 is going to enable over 1 million seniors in our country to be able to have those costs capped. One thing that is going to make a difference to so many seniors right now is that those seniors under Medicare will be able to get their vaccinations free, especially, for example, shingles vaccine. 1 out of 3 older Americans will be affected by shingles, and a lot of them don't get the vaccine because they had to pay for it no longer, and it happened to be a bill that I have been pushing for a lot of years. So this goes to show, as we have been saying, that we Democrats have been saying, is that we are the party that has been addressing and doing the kinds of actions that really enable lowering of drug costs, fighting climate change, with not a single Republican vote. There's a huge difference between what we care about and what they focus on.
Thank you. Questions? Yes.
Senator Schumer, on the potential freight railroad strike by week's end, are Democrats prepared to support a resolution that would force an end to that strike? I don't know if Senator Murray wants to chime in. Will you have the votes there?
The bottom line is we're urging both sides to come together and come to an agreement, period. Yes.
Were you surprised by the potential problem about the Manchin agreement here with progressives and liberals concerned about the environment?
The bottom line is very simple, and the permitting agreement is part of the IRA agreement. I'm going to add it to the CR, and it'll pass. Yes.
So how, you are confident that it is going to pass in that CR?
I answered that question. Next.
Are you still on track to file cloture on the same-sex marriage bill on Thursday?
Yeah.
Bring it up tomorrow?
Senators Baldwin and Sinema are working with Republican senators to try and get the 10 votes that we need. We'd very much like to bring it up and vote on it.
Are you on track to do that? I mean, is there
Well, they're working with Republicans. You'll have to ask a lot of the Republican senators where they're at. But our plan, our hope is to bring it up and have it voted on very soon. Yes. We're still negotiating where it'll start. Yes.
With abortion heating up as an issue before the election, will there be any abortion debate or votes on the floor before you guys?
It's very simple. You want to protect the right to choose, and you want to protect a woman's right to health care, vote for more Democratic senators. You want to keep the, you want to have a nationwide abortion ban, vote for MAGA Republicans, plain and simple. Last one.
in New Hampshire is another race tonight where Democratic allies of yours have spent heavily on a very conspiracy, even Republicans say he's a conspiracy theorist. What is your view on this and why?
My view is that Maggie Hassan's done a great job, and no matter who wins the primary, she is going to win the election in November. Thank you, everybody. Sorry we have to hurry.